the Jacksonville Buzz. I'm your host, Chris Budihas, joined here in the studio with Cole Faust and also Flint Anderson with Old Man Energy. Flint, how you doing?
I'm good, Chris. Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks for coming in.
Cole, appreciate the invite, brother.
Sir. Yeah. Old Man Energy. Tell us about it.
Old Man Energy. I am Old Man Energy. I'm the host of the Old Man Energy podcast.
Yeah.
That is my legacy. It's my story. I started off wanting to leave knowledge and wisdom as my children aged out. I've been a full-time entrepreneur since 2004, and just had a lot of knowledge and information that I wanted to be able to share and to give away for free on a platform. Also, being a business consultant and being a business coach is really boring. Nobody remembers that, but you tell them you're the host of the Old Man Energy podcast, they remember who you are.
Wow,
so that's what Old Man Energy is.
So how long's the Old Man Energy been around, and how long have you been doing this consulting?
I've been. It depends on who you ask. If you ask me or ask my wife.
You.
So, the Old Man Energy podcast specifically has been around since September.
Okay.
I did run shorts on Instagram TV a long time ago, if you remember when that was. I started just doing messages after the gym, trying to help people, and then that really caught on. I tell everybody I became an accidental influencer on Instagram. It wasn't my intention. I just wanted to talk, and I felt like, okay, this is a good way to do it.
Yeah.
I've been a mentor for years. My business training and my entrepreneurial training, which I teach entrepreneurs how to scale, that came out of my service-based businesses. I've had janitorial businesses in the past, which I still currently do. I've had handyman businesses, basically all service businesses, which I still currently own those. But I had subcontractors that were very good businessmen, but were very good craftsmen, but terrible businessmen. So I could rely on them for a little bit of work, but I wanted them to take their craft and grow it. So I'd start mentoring them and training them to help them be more valuable to the business.
Wow.
Well, as that grew, I realized that that was actually a need and a marketable product. So I moved into that. At one point, my wife finally said, okay, either stop giving it away for free or stop doing it because it's consuming more and more of your time. And since I've formalized that into a program, which is OME Consulting, OME Coaching, I run networking events. I have the $750,000 mastermind, which is a scaling program for entrepreneurs.
Wow.
And there's a massive demand for that. There's a lot of entrepreneurs out there that are just smashing their head in the wall over and over and over again at a certain billing level, and they can't seem to get past it.
Right.
It's because they're good at what they do, but they don't have the skills, the basic skills to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
So it's Entrepreneur 101 also sounded silly. $750,000 mastermind sounded a lot better.
It's a great hook, all that.
So,
yeah, Cole, what do you think?
Where can we find Old Man Energy podcast?
You can find it on all your favorite podcast platforms.
Okay, so Spotify?
You can find it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, no longer a thing. I don't know if anybody knows it. I didn't even know it was a thing, but my producer put it up there.
Okay.
You can find it on YouTube. We film all of the podcasts while we're recording both audio and video.
Yeah.
So you can go in there. If I've got guests, they're done on video, and then you can watch me tell my story live.
Wow.
So I prefer YouTube, but wherever you listen to podcasts, go listen to it there.
Okay. Yeah, because listening to you, we talked offset. I mean, you're essentially a serial entrepreneur who gained so much knowledge just through your own actions, just like you stated. Now you had the ability to really, through your own actions and education, educate others to make them successful. So
and that's really where my heart's at this point. I mean, obviously, I woke up about a month ago and I told my wife, I said, I really can't wait for the day until the only thing that I have to do when I wake up in the morning is just pour into other people and into other clients and help them build their business and make their dreams come true.
What are some of the biggest challenges you find with these entrepreneurs that the education space fills for them?
There's several. One is there's a million solutions for every problem you go to search for. We've all run into this. You look for one little thing, and all of a sudden every advertisement on your computer, your phone, sometimes even on your TV, you're inundated with what you looked for. So it's almost impossible to choose what's there.
Right.
And what's the right answer. The other thing is basic education.
Yeah.
How do you read a financial statement? And you'll have a finance guy come in and talk about P&L and long-term strategies and plans like that, when an entrepreneur needs to know the difference between a home budget and a business budget.
Right.
Or how to cost a job, because they're looking at their labor cost, their personal labor cost as income instead of profit and overhead. They need basic education entrepreneurial skills. How do you run a database? How do you leverage a database?
Right.
Cole's been at some of my networking events where I teach for free people how to connect with each other and how to leverage those connections and make them as absolutely powerful as possible.
Yeah.
So there's so many options out there, it's almost like vapor lock.
Right.
We try and cut through that and just give them the basic foundation that they need. So not only, and what I teach is not only how to do it, but how to identify when you need that financial consultant, when you need that attorney, when it's time to hire somebody in-house, when it's time to bring on another crew, and when it's time to let people go because they're not doing their job.
Yeah.
We're missing out on that very basic level of entrepreneur 101 for lack
That's
of a
good.
better
I
term.
like it because you're filling, you're filling in gaps that people don't have, and it's funny. You can't always read it on the internet or in a book either. So
That's true.
seeing a practitioner who goes, "Hey, here's the so what that you're maybe missing through your own professional reading." So tell us about what's going to happen in Clay County here.
On the 26th of July,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure when this is going to air, but we have one of my events, which I run monthly, is a 2-hour webinar. It's a virtual event and an in-person event because I like to do hybrid events to give people something extra. If they show up in person, I give them an extra hour of my time one-on-one. If you can't do it, you do it virtually. This is the Business Builder. It's from dreams to tasks. Basically, and we all say, okay, well, I've got business goals and I've got personal goals. Well, honestly, they're the same thing.
Yeah.
Because we all work to pay our bills at home.
Right.
That's what we do.
Yep.
So, but one thing that's really missing, and this is the first foundation for everything that anybody that's listening to this episode or anything else should do, is define what your ideal life looks like. What are your dreams? And not just, oh, I want to take care of foster kids, which is one of mine. I want to help foster kids out, but not the ones that sound good, but the ones that you really get excited about. I want that house on the river. I want a boat. Some people want a plane. Some people just want to pay their bills every day and not worry about it, or just be home. Mine was freedom. I wanted to be home with my children. Yeah. My younger sons never knew me to have a regular job. I've always been an entrepreneur since they've been alive. So I teach people how to define that, which is terrifying in the first place, to honestly admit to yourself what you want. And then the second step is what do you need to do tomorrow to get that on the timeline that you want? So I help people bridge that gap from your dream to what your task is that you need to do tomorrow. And that's what the event on the 26th, in association with the Clay County Chamber of Commerce, they've agreed to host it at their offices.
Okay, great.
It's a hybrid event, so there are some seats that are still available for in-person, and then virtually we're live streaming it, we're recording it, and then you get access to a private group where you not only get to interact with your other students that are in that particular group, but you get to interact with me and ask questions specifically, even ongoing.
On the 26th, what time are you guys?
Starts at noon.
At noon,
noon Eastern time.
All right.
So,
and if people look you up on Old Man Energy, they'll be able to find the link to this event.
They will. They'll be able to. If you go any of my social media, if you look for Old Man Energy, it's me. The actual link for this event is the leadershiplegacycourse.com.
LeadershipLegacyCourse.com.
Course. Yep.
Course.com.
Yep.
Okay.
And I don't do any fluff. There's not 11 different click-throughs where you got to put your email address and watch 12 videos and figure out what you want to do. It's a Google Doc that says what we do. Yeah. And then you can click whether you want to go or not. That's it. I try to cut through as much of the BS for the exact reasons I just said.
Okay, great.
So.
Well, hey, Flint, thanks for coming in. Old Man Energy,
hey, I
nice to
appreciate
meet
it.
you.
Thank you.
Man,
nice to meet you, brother.
What a powerful thing you're doing for, because America's ran by a small business owner, right?
Yes.
And you're enabling that, and that's great. Our nation definitely needs it at this time. So
Definitely
I look
do.
forward to 26th July and then seeing these multiple events happening down there in Clay County, and I appreciate it. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate you guys very much.
All right. Hey, Jacksonville Buzz, look up Old Man Energy with Flint Anderson. Thanks again for watch our episode. If you like us, share us, connect with us on LinkedIn, and then go check out what's happening in Clay County. Very powerful in the local area, and it's hybrid, so you can dial in from if you're not remotely. See you in the next segment.